First, it's my distinct pleasure, of course, to welcome the 2018 Commonwealth Games gold medalist and the current ITU World Champion, Bermuda's own Flora Duffy. Up next, after finishing first at the 2018 ITU World Triathlon Abu Dhabi from the Netherlands, Rachel Klammer. And we're joined by a couple of the gentlemen as well from South Africa. Gold medalist in the 2018 Commonwealth Games, first at the 2018 ITU World Triathlon Abu Dhabi, and second at the 2018 ITU World Cup Cape Town, Henry Schumann from South Africa. And finally, to join us on the stage here after finishing third at the 2018 ITU World Triathlon Abu Dhabi from France, Vincent Lewis. Thank you all for being here with us. I'm glad you've joined us safely from wherever you've come from, and Flora, for you, that means from around the corner. I'll ask the first question to you, if you wouldn't mind grabbing the microphone there, just sort of about being here at home. I imagine it has to be exciting to get the opportunity to race in front of a hometown crowd.
Yeah, thank you. It's really wonderful to be here. I remember when this race was announced, I think it was the end of 2016, and it sort of felt like such a long way off, but really it's flown by, and I can't believe, I'm sitting here, the race is in 2 days' time, all the athletes are here. I've also been checking out their social media, and it's so cool to see, because I always am on the circuit bragging about Bermuda, about how pretty it is, and just such a cool vibe here. And so for them to be here experiencing the island and sharing it on their social media platforms, and from what I've heard, most seem to be really enjoying being here. So yeah, it's really cool, special, and kind of overwhelming all at the same time.
I've heard you in a little bit before the race talk about Corkscrew Hill. We were talking about it a few minutes ago with Phil. What are your thoughts going into this race where you would race up that hill 10 times? It sounds like the last time we did that, you were 10 years old.
Yeah, that is correct. I was watching though,
okay.
But that is what inspired me to be a professional triathlete. It was sort of the first time I saw that, oh wow, you can actually do this and make a living. So it's pretty cool to come full circle and be here doing that. 10 times is pretty aggressive going up that hill, but it should be good. And also, being on Front Street, I grew up doing the Front Street Mile, running up and down Front Street. So I know how hard that also can be. It's very deceiving. So yeah, it's a very tough, gritty course, but that's great.
Okay, we'll go to Rachel next. And Rachel, of course, you finished first in Abu Dhabi. Congratulations. This is, of course, the first race of the season at an Olympic distance. How are you feeling going into this race to perhaps even repeat what you did in Abu Dhabi?
Well, I always used to think that I was better at doing Olympic distance until I realized I've only had my best races on sprint distance races. So that makes me a little bit confused. I saw the hill here, which is definitely much steeper than I thought. I heard some rumors. I was like, when I looked on the map, I was like, I can't be that bad. So I got here with my, 25 cassettes. I was like, ooh, this is steeper than I thought. So I'm excited to hopefully do it tomorrow at the course familiarization. And I'm excited to have a longer distance, and it's going to be tough. I really like hard races. And I normally run better when it has been a really tough bike course. So, now I'm not looking forward to it, but I know it's actually better for me. Yeah. Okay, great. We'll go to Henry next. First, let me just ask you open-ended. What do you think about Bermuda? Have you had a chance to go out and see the course? What do you think of it?
Yeah, first of all, I think I'm really excited to be here in Bermuda. I always like island vibes, and with the tough course, it's very interesting. It makes it a very interesting race turnout. And I've been out, I've done a little bit of scouting, but I'm looking really forward to the course familiarization coming up tomorrow, and that's when I'm really going to see the course and give it a good feel.
Okay, you said you like island vibes. Tell me what about Bermuda's island vibes, especially, that you've come to like?
It's just that type of tropical, that vibe that you get on an island. I've been to Bahamas, I've been to Cozumel. It's just, I just enjoy that, it's kind of like relaxed kind of vibe that you get, and I really enjoy that.
Okay. We'll go to Vincent finally. The weather forecast has us all a little bit concerned about what the weather will be like on Saturday. How do you prepare in that situation where we could be even talking about a little bit of rain out on the race course?
Yeah, I'm living in the north of France, so it's not really easy to train. But I'm used to both rain and sun, and I have to confess I prefer when I train. I remember Rotterdam was very nice for me, so I'm not hoping for a rain race because I have to be ready for every kind of racing. But it doesn't matter for me if it's racing; it only matters for the others.
Well said. All right, so any questions in the room for the elite athletes who have joined us here this morning? We have a question here in the front. Vicky is bringing the mic. There's a microphone. Thank you.
Steve Wright, Royal Gazette, a question for Flora. There's certain pressure on you as a hometown favourite racing on Saturday, but is it a very different pressure to what you experience at the Gold Coast, a far nicer pressure in many ways?
Yeah, it's very different. Obviously, I want to race well here and sort of showcase what I do around the world, and so it would be a bit of a shame if perhaps the race doesn't go as I would like to on Saturday. But at the same time, the pressure going into the Gold Coast, I felt a lot more because it's a games. It comes around once every 4 years. Bermuda doesn't have many medals at a Commonwealth Games. Well, I think, do we have one? Two, but not a female one. So that has a whole new level of expectation and pressure. So for me, that was quite a big deal and almost took a bit of pressure off coming into this race because this is part of a series. So you don't have to necessarily win every race to win and be world champion. So yeah, I can kind of look at it like that. But then at the same time, of course, I want to win on home soil.
And although it's part of a series, does it feel like a one-off race for you in some ways, being in Bermuda?
Sorry?
Although it's part of a series, does it feel like a one-off race in some regards, as it's in Bermuda as a Bermudian?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, April was sort of my peak month of the year with Commonwealth Games and with WTS Bermuda. So I had to make sure I was in really good form for those two races. And I kind of said, if I nail those two, then the rest of the year doesn't really matter too much, or it'll be like very relaxing almost. So yeah, it is a big deal, and of course, it would be very special to win.
Any more questions in the room? Go ahead.
Hi, just a question for Henry. Ben Saunders from the Royal Gazette. Obviously, you won in Abu Dhabi, and you also won Commonwealth Games gold medal. Now, do you feel like the man to beat here?
Definitely got a target on my back. I feel the pressure, but I came here knowing that I just want to give it my best shot, just like I take every other race. Give it my 100%. Whatever happens, happens. But of course, I'm going for the win. I want to have a very good season result. I'm in great shape, so all those things are in my favour, and I'm very confident. It's a tough course that I really enjoy. It's to my advantage, I reckon, and having said that, I think I'm confident for a very good result.
And how much of the course have you seen?
I've had a look at half Corkscrew Hill, and I've had a look at where we're cycling along the back of Front Street and Front Street on itself, and also a little bit of the technical sections. So I've had a good look at it, and I think it should be a good race.
Vincent, Henry said he has a target on his back. Is that right?
Yeah, I can say yes.
I was just checking. Any other questions in the room? I'm just curious, from the three non-Bermudian athletes, how many had fans, family, or friends come to this race because it was in Bermuda, as opposed to maybe some of the other places that you've raced around the world?
Well, I've got my dad and coach here with me, but yeah, I've just kind of planned that from the Commonwealth Games for someone to come and help me out at my next few races until I go back home in June. So it's a long time away from home, and it's really great to have someone from the family out here supporting me.
Everybody's traveling with the same people you always travel with, or do you have some extras?
I can tell you it was a real battle between the the different French head coach to come here with us.
All right, great. And one more time for questions in the room. That's it. A round of applause, please, for the athletes joining us here this morning. Thank you very much, and good luck out there on the race course.